Hi Aries, this is going to be your ex-partner reading for November 2018. As usual, I'm using the 2-row spread. This will be the side for you and this will be for your ex. Keep in mind though that sometimes it can go vice versa. Now, normally I use the Gilded Tarot, but today I decided to go back to using the Rider Waite Tarot. And also, for a change, I've decided to use the Psychic Tarot as a central issue. And we will look at the cards at the bottom of the deck as well. So, the card that you've got, Aries, at the centre, it is a major arcana in the Psychic Tarot and it's called Truth. Now, this card is equivalent to the Judgment card, okay, in the Rider Waite. And the Judgment card, as we know, is, about making that judgment call. It is... in the card, it's depicted where the dead are rising back up again. So resurrecting something. Is it possibility here of resurrecting this relationship? Giving the your ex, or indeed them giving you a second chance here? Or is it making that judgment call in terms of, making that decision to permanently end things and walk away? Now, the card in the Psychic Tarot, I'm going to read you a little bit from the book to give you a little bit more clarity on what this card is trying to get across. And it says that, the Truth card reminds you that a significant change must be made in a certain area of your life. But don't make any hasty decisions. Take your time, for any choices or alterations must be weighed and evaluated with the most careful and wisest of judgments. Whatever steps you take now will have far-reaching consequences, more than you'll ever know. And I just want to revert back to another part of this. It says this card comes forth. Sorry, let me just go back a little bit further. At times, it takes a wake-up call to get your attention and show how far you need to go. This card comes forth to do just that. Evaluation of the past, along with the lessons that you've learned or still need to understand. So, this card, yes, it's talking about the truth, okay? And it's talking about, how maybe the wake-up call for both of you was the fact that the relationship came to an end, okay? Maybe neither of you really expected that to happen, or maybe one of you. And it is specifically saying about not making any hasty decisions here. So Aries, you need to be careful, because the card that you've got here is the Fool card. Now, the Fool card, it is a card about taking that leap of faith. Yes, and it's a card about going down a new journey. The thing with the Fool, though, is he is very carefree. Now, I'm not reading reversals, okay? And if this card was to come up in the reverse, then it would most definitely be a warning about making any rash decisions here. So you've got the Fool there, okay? So there may be this opportunity or even a temptation to take this leap of faith. The thing is, Aries, in which direction is going to probably be different for all of you. For some of you, it may be you deciding to turn your back for good on your ex. For others of you, it may be wanting to take that leap of faith towards your ex-partner. in terms of, you know, contacting them, reaching out to them. Now, the card they've got the Six of Swords. Now, the thing with the Six of Swords, it is about moving on. But for me, the Six of Swords is about, it's moving away from something that's been very turbulent, or moving away from conflict, because to get to the Six, we had to have come from the Five of Swords, and that is a card about conflict. It is a card about somebody thinking that they're in the right all the time, okay? So it could be for your ex that maybe you're dealing with somebody here who, for them, maybe they did have this opinion whereby they thought they was in the right, that everything that went wrong was your fault. And now maybe there's going to be a change in their attitude. But it could be for some of you that they have this opinion of you. But the thing with the swords, the Six of Swords, is it is about moving away from that conflict. And, you know, for me also, it's about the conflict within you as well as external conflict. But also maybe choosing to change the way, you know, they have communicated with you in the past. I don't always see the Six of Swords as physically moving away. I feel it's more often about our thoughts and our communication. Now, in terms of what you're both thinking and feeling, or actions to be taken, you have here the Three of Cups. Now, the Three of Cups, it is a card about celebrations, okay? Having a reason to celebrate. So, you know, is this something that you're thinking and hoping for, Aries? That you're hoping that there can be a reconnection, that there can be this cause for celebration. But the Three of Cups also can be a card about our social network, our friends. So support from our friends. But it could also be talking about a change in you, Aries, whereby maybe now you are starting to become more sociable. Maybe now you are choosing to go out and meet your friends and socialise more. Because I kind of get this feeling that maybe for some of you, you've very much gone through this kind of hermit state where you've been isolating yourself and, you know, you haven't wanted to be social and be out in company. So you very much, I think, closed yourself off. And I think in November, we're going to see a change in that, okay? Now, on their side, they have the Two of Wands. Now, the Two of Wands, as we see, you know, the man has the world in his hands, okay? So, you know, some could say the world is his oyster. But the fact of it is, there's two wands there, okay? And one of the wands is talking about where he is presently, okay? And the other wand is what could be, you know, and it's about choosing that wand. You know, in the Gilded Tarot, you see the two paths there. You know, that one path keeps him on the path where he is now, leads him back home, and the other path is going to lead him in a new direction. Which path is he going to take? I think most definitely that this Two of Wands is your ex-partner questioning here as to which path they're going to take. Do they walk away permanently, or do they take the path that most definitely is going to lead back to you? Now, moving down, the first card you got here is the Ace of Cups. And I took one more card on that and we got the Ten of Swords. So look, I'm going to start with the Ten of Swords, because tens, as we know, can be the ending of cycles, okay, for new starts. And the Ten of Swords is that worst pain, okay? And when we get the Ten of Swords, you know, the message is that the worst is now over. It can't get any worse than 10 swords in your back. It can be very much about harsh communication, you know, conflict, as I said up here with that Six of Swords, you know, where there's been harsh words that have been said, okay? It can be that feeling of that your ex-partner let you down in a way that you thought they never would, okay? But then we get that new beginning there with that Ace of Cups. Now, the Ace of Cups is to do with our feelings and our emotions. It's not the Two of Cups. That talks about you and another individual. The Ace of Cups is very much at this stage for me talking about you and how there's going to be this change in you. If, you know, you've gone through something that's been very painful and very difficult. And now in November, we're going to start to see a change in you, Aries. I think with the Fool up there, yes, don't be hasty, but I think we're going to start to see you coming back to the side of yourself that is more carefree, more confident, where you're loving yourself more, okay? Where you're moving out of this dark energy of the Ten of Swords. Now, on your ex's side, we have the Moon card and we have the King of Cups. So, I'll start with the King of Cups. Some of you, yes, could be dealing with a water sign, a Scorpio, a Cancer, a Pisces. It doesn't have to be, okay? But for some of you, that could indeed be the case. But the King of Cups, you know, he is known for being very loving and very caring, okay? He is ruled by his emotions. The thing is, when we get to the King, he has learnt to control his emotions. And he's learnt to not allow his emotions to rule him and overtake him too much. Now, with the Moon card can very much talk about things that are hidden from us. We don't see things so clearly in the light of the moon, okay? We can't see the road ahead so clearly in the light of the moon. The moon for me can very much talk about feeling hesitant, maybe slightly fearful that if we take this path, where is it going to lead? How is everything going to work out? I think, Aries, for you this month in November, when it comes to you and your ex, we're seeing you, as I said, becoming lighter, more carefree, a change in your emotions, okay, and your feelings towards yourself and quite possibly towards your ex. But we're seeing your ex at a crossroads, needing to make a decision. With the Truth card there, you know, that message of not doing anything hasty, that very much applies to both of you, okay? I think the month of November is very much going to be a time of analysing and a time of, you know, reflection for your ex-partner. Now, the card we have at the bottom of the deck is the Chariot, okay? And the Chariot, as we know, is the victory card in the major. It is a card that talks about forward movement. For me, you know, it's got to be where head and heart are both on the same page here. So, you know, if you two are going to come back together, it's got to be where you know, for both of you, your head and heart are both wanting the same thing here. So I'm not saying, Aries, that in the month of November there's not going to be a reconciliation. But what I am saying is that November is going to see a change in you, and it's going to see your ex-partner doing some deep inner reflection about which path they actually want to take. So that is your reading. Thank you so much for watching, and take care. Bye.